to grow oyster mushrooms from shop bought mushrooms, and you should be harvesting in about 4 to 5 weeks. So all using really simple things that you should have laying around the house. What you're going to need for this is some oyster mushrooms, some cardboard, just stuff like this, thick chunky corrugated cardboard, some Tupperware or some kind of receptacle to give them all a wash. If you've got isopropanol, you can use that, but it's like rocking horse shit at the minute. It's really hard to get hold of, or it's really expensive. Wash your hands, you probably have in the last 10 minutes anyway, and just clean everything down. Yeah, so we're going to do stem cuts, and then in 2 weeks it will look something like this. So this is the mycelium that started running. So you're looking for a mix that has oyster mushrooms in. I've left them a little bit so I can show you. But he's starting to go really fluffy. I don't know if you can see this. Anyway, you have to take my word for it. He's starting to go really fluffy, and that is the mycelium. That's the mushroom trying to regrow. So it's quite clever, really. Something would come. This would be growing in nature. Would be growing off a tree or something. Something would come along, jump him, and then it would just leave this piece here, and that's the bit we're going to take cuttings from, and grow lovely oyster mushrooms. So no further ado, I'll show you how to do these cuts. So you get your cardboard, and you don't want it too wet. I found that when it's really soggy, you're more likely to get contaminants. So get your Tupperware, pop in there. So yeah, I'm squeezing most of the moisture out, so he's wet, but he's not dripping. Okay. And then just layer that into your cardboard. Get one of your fairy mushroom butts. Find your knife, and we're just cutting it into little slithers. Just slice. I'll eat them later. And then I'm just going to lay these in the cardboard. Like just 3 or 4 throughout. Obviously, the more you put, the quicker it's going to colonise. I'll put another layer. So yeah, basically you do this, just keep layering it up, squidging it out. So again, another layer, a few more stems, and just keep whacking that out until you've rinsed either through all of your cardboard or all of your mushrooms or both of the above. And then in 2 weeks' time, we're going to put this cardboard into some straw that we've prepared. So I expect like in 2 or 3 days I'll start seeing this doing something. And then 2 weeks from there it will be ready. So as a rule of thumb as well, try to put it on the corrugated bit because of like surface area and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so that's done. Label him, date him. Put a date on him. I never date any of mine and I regret it every time. So he's now ready. So that takes like literally 5 minutes. He's ready to put into the cupboard, go back every couple of days, go and have a look at it. You know, don't open it if you just like opened a mouldy loaf of bread or something. Don't just be like, be careful and make sure you don't try and introduce contaminants into it. Just give it a little look. Put the lid back on. Let some air get into there. So I'll put that somewhere dark now. Just up in your cupboard. And so if you do that step, go to the shop, get your mushrooms, put it on some cardboard, come back to this video in like 2 weeks' time when it's colonised, and then watch the next bit, which is going to be how to pasteurise straw and how to mix this in with it and grow mushrooms in pots. Okay, see you soon.